Hi guys, I'm Jay living in Seoul. How have you been? Today I'm gonna talk about BTS RM and show you guys respect. What does respect mean in your language? As a person born and raised in Korea, I learned English as a foreign language, and I used to find some cases where there was no one-to-one match between Korean and English. One of them is respect. The word respect is interpreted as 존경 or 존중 in Korean, but 존경 and 존중 are different. So when I learned the word respect for the first time, I said, so what does it mean? Is this 존경 or 존중? In BTS song Respect, Suga also shouted 존경, 존중. He too seems to wondering whether the meaning of respect is closer to 존경 or 존중. So today we're gonna figure out what they questioned this word and what they wanted to say.
요샌 뜻이 좀 헷갈려 분명히 사랑보다 상위 어쩜 그중 최상위의 존재하고 있는 개념이 존경이란 거 아냐
Respect, but these days I'm confused of its meaning. It's obviously superior than love, probably a concept that exists at the most superior rank. First, let me explain the dictionary meaning of the word 존경. 존경 is interpreted as respect, but considered bigger than admiration and love. It contains the desire to learn and follow the person's personality, thoughts, actions, etc. 존경 is a word consisting of two Chinese characters, 존경. 존 means high, and 경 is being polite and careful of my behavior or attitude. 존경 means looking up to someone and being polite, so this word is not used easily or frequently. If people are asked who you do 존경, you might have a lot of thoughts, because 존경 implies that at least you want to learn and follow his or her life or values. So in Korea, if you are asked who you do 존경, you will probably think a lot about it and might say King Sejong, 세종대왕, Admiral Lee Sun-shin, or your parents. It's not common to say 존경 to your friends or people of similar age. As such, the word 존경 has been used in Korea heavily and seriously. 존중 is used in a slightly different way. 존중 also consists of Chinese characters. 존 means high, 중 means heavy. So 존중 is to take others' opinions, thoughts, or values high, heavy, seriously. Do these words look similar? 존 literally means high in both words. However, when it comes to nuance, they're different. The 존 of the 존경 is like higher than me, and the 존 of the 존중 is like as high as me. I'm not saying it's hierarchical, but saying it's something that you accept its values and follow it willingly. So when I say I do 존경 you, it means that I want to follow your values and lifestyle. And if I say I do 존중 you, it means even though you have different thoughts from me, I admit that your thoughts are as precious as mine. What does respect mean in English? I don't know if I'm right, but I think it's probably the middle of 존경 and 존중. It means like a lighter than 존경, but more serious than 존중. The word respect has used more often than before in Korea since hip-hop culture has been big. Since the Korean word 존경 is such a serious word, Koreans have come to use the word respect as it is in English in a lighter sense. BTS members seem to hear the word respect more often these days than in the past, so they are asking, so what does that mean? Respect means, as it sounds, to literally look again and again. Just like me splitting Korean words, RM is splitting up the English word respect. But you still want to keep looking? Despite of that, you'll need that perfect belief towards someone. And he said, if you want to keep looking, you need the perfect conviction towards someone. This shows he interprets respect as close to 존경. Look again and again and you'll see faults. So I can't get myself to easily say the width and thickness because it is vague. If you keep looking, you'll see their shortcomings. So nevertheless, having a perfect belief in someone is a tremendous thing. He says that the width and thickness of the word are so enormous that he cannot easily say it. I hope someday I can confidently say it and mean it when I do to you and to me. And he says he wants to be able to speak with confidence from the bottom of his heart one day, whether he's talking to them or himself. He doesn't use this word easily because he couldn't find anyone whom he could do 존경 that much. And on the other hand, he wonders how much is true if someone uses it to him. Please don't say respect easily. There are two reasons why he doesn't want to speak of respect easily, one of which is because it often doesn't seem to be genuine. And the second is that even if it's true, it's questionable whether he deserves to be respected.
아직 나도 잘 모르겠으니까 나도 가끔 내가 무서우니까 약한 내가 깜빡하면 어쩌지
Because even I'm not sure, sometimes I'm scared of myself. What if the weak me is found out? And even if it's true, they seem to feel burdened. In Korea, 존경 refers to what you want to follow, but Suga said even he doesn't know himself well and even feels that his weakness will be recognized after being observed many times. Admiring someone, was this something really that easy? The 존경 they think is the highest expression of love, what they want to learn, follow, love, and admire. So Suga asks if it's that easy. They don't treat any words easily. They don't want to hear pretentious words, nor do they want to say that. And even if it's true, they doubt if they are deserved.
아직도 이해가 안 되네 서가 존경 앞에 없지 쫓아왔는데
I still can't understand it. To be honest, there's no need for admiration, but there's not even respect. You can see both of 존경 and 존중 of Korean here. They say you don't need to 존경 them because you don't even 존중 them. Not only do some people not understand or relative members' value or philosophies, but they also don't even accept or admit them. So that's why Suga said he can't understand. Let's open a small Korean idiom class here. Okay, I'm gonna tell you 3 expressions. Number 1.
서가 존경 앞에 없지
솔까 존경은 필요 없지. To be honest, there's no need for admiration. What is 솔까? 솔까 is short for 솔직히 까놓고 말해서. 솔직히 means to be honest, honestly. 까놓고 means opening up. 말해서 means speaking. So 솔직히 까놓고 말해서 means frankly speaking, to be honest, to strip it down and talk openly. Number 2, second expression is not used in news or textbooks, but it's often used in everyday life.
뒤에서 너박씩 가는 거 너 빼고 다는 글쎄
뒤에서 호박씨 까는 거 너 빼곤 다 아는데 글쎄. You talking bad behind my back? Everyone knows except you, but well. 뒤에서 means in the back. 호박씨 means pumpkin seeds. 까다 means shell. So 뒤에서 호박씨 까다 means to shell pumpkin seeds in the bag. Pumpkin seeds are one of the traditional snacks in Korea. Pumpkin seeds themselves are hard, so people peel thin shells and eat them. It implies people pretending not to eat anything, but secretly eating pumpkin seeds behind them. This idiom describes you are polite, gentle, and noble in front of others, and when people don't see you, you are doing every bad thing, or you are more naughty and mean. In other words, you are a hypocrite. This sentence don't have the subject, but through the lyrics of the song, they are criticizing hypocritical people, calling them you. So in this sentence, the one who is peeling the pumpkin seed refer to them who say they respect in front of them and who don't even respect them in the back. Do you think BTS members are sometimes too naive? No, it's not true. It's not like that. Of course, they are sweet and nice, but they know those who treat them carelessly and hypocritical. Whether in Korea or abroad, they may have encountered a lot of colleagues or people in the industry who praise outwardly but do not admit inwardly and look down on and ignore. They didn't get angry or vent their anger. They just say, yeah, well, in this song and move on. That is not to say that they forgive, tolerate, or accept them. Sometimes they react with their song lyrics, but they generally ignore it. They just shows happiness with the armies who listen to their music. Rather than focusing on reacting to hatred, they focus on becoming a better self and find a map of the soul. It is to focus on themselves for their own happiness and army's happiness.
너도 나를 respect 할 거라는 생각은 1도 없으니 skip it
너도 나를 respect 할 거라는 생각은 1도 없으니 skip해. You have no intention to respect me, so just skip it. The third idiom is 1도 없다. Does anyone know the origin of the expression? Originally, there was no Korean expression. 일도 없다 in Korean. Usually, people say like 하나도 모른다 or 하나도 없다 for referring even a single thing. But in 2014, Henry, a member of Super Junior, appeared on TV show 진짜 사나이. Although he is Chinese Canadian, he could speak several languages as an idol group member who debuted in Korea. However, he was not completely fluent in Korean because it was one of his several languages he could speak. The TV program is called Real Men and is set in the real army. You could see the strong, perfect, trained soldiers' way of speaking and other movements. And in one of those episodes, a small quiz show was held and he didn't know the answer. So he wrote on the board, 일도 모르겠다. It was really new and cute to Koreans. His cute behavior, which contradicts the program's color, has drawn attention in Korea and has become a meme and one of the language expressions. So now this expression has settled down totally and is often used by many people who don't even know where it came from. In any situation, they has nothing to do with entertainment programs. Now let's move on to the next.
웃으면서 욕하는 저 친구에게 박수.
Applause to that pal who spoke ill while smiling. Maybe they've met a lot of people who swear inwardly but smile outwardly, and they just applaud them instead of being angry or arguing anymore. Maybe it's because they have much leeway. That friend looks one of the reasons they made this song, but they seem to have refused to be too angry or emotional with it. Instead, they just open, they already noticed all of them. They're just talking about this casually. What do you think about this song? Regarding this song, RM and Suga made this song comfortable and had fun while making. This song is fun and makes me groove, but actually its lyrics are still clear and sharp and show us who they are like. What do you think of this? I love them. They are so smart, honest, and humble. That's all for today. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe. See you next time. Bye. Thank you. Bye.